Great. Hi, everyone. This is our second total eclipse planning meeting. The first one was back in whenever it was, last year sometime. Anyway, yeah, welcome to this meeting. We might want to hang on for a couple of minutes to see if anybody else joins us. Okay. In the meantime, how was everybody's Christmas, New Year's, or whatever you celebrate, even if
Good.
nothing?
Good. Got together with the family.
Not bad. Can anybody hear me on?
Hey John, why is Jose out of the group, out of your group of four now?
Jose had to have he had some medical issues that involved some out-of-pocket dental issues. He told
I won't pry.
no, he just said
That's the
he had to
reason.
prioritize, and he said that his teeth were more important, I guess.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I might as well announce that I'm kind of stepping away from it as well too. I would love to go. I think I can, but I have some health issues as well too, between myself and Diane, who depends on my support a bit. So as a result, I'm not going to be part of a group because the chances that I'd have to step away and not go through it are a little bit too high. So but I am probably going to be on the sidelines in case someone is looking for a last minute replacement. And if it turns out that I can go, then maybe I will, whatever, we'll see. So I already let Fred and Ron know, but.
Well, I hope you get to Hamilton at least. I mean, it's not far
Oh,
from
you know what? I have all kinds of relatives in Thorold, actually. So yeah, so that's where I'll be almost certainly, actually, if there's any chance that there'll be clear skies. So yeah. Anyway, so last night I got does everybody here know each other, by the way? Brent, who just stepped away, he's probably our newest member. He joined us since last Starfest. Rob Hamilton, usually people only see him at Starfest, but there's Rob at least for me in the top right corner. And everybody else, Wilford, you don't attend meetings too very often either. So he's usually in the background somewhere on Groups.io or whatever every once in a while. And I think everybody else shows up at meetings often enough that hopefully we'll know each other. So, yeah. Anyway, Keitsa, you're speaking for Mateo, sorry.
Yeah, he's got friends over because school's starting on Monday. So
Okay.
I'm representing Mateo.
Okay, that sounds good. That sounds good. So I think that are some of you just lurking to see what if you could learn stuff, or how many of you, aside from Fred, Ron, Michelle, Brent, and Rob, actually are thinking of going, doing the drive to somewhere in the States? Thumbs up. Okay. And who is actually looking to group with us then? Okay.
Sure.
I don't know if I should put my hand up or not. I so badly want to go.
Well, I mean, the easiest is figure out who needs a ride and how many cars do we have, and see if that works out, and then if not, we go rent vehicles.
Yeah. What would anybody think about renting a big van, like a full-size van? Like I know Ford has the Club Wagon, for instance, which I think seats 10 or something like that, do you guys think that would be a viable approach, or is that too much putting all of our eggs in one basket?
Driving that could be a little challenging for some. You're driving a 5,000 or 6,000 pound vehicle.
Yeah,
Probably 5,000 pounds.
Yeah.
I drive a 4,000 pound vehicle.
Okay, so we have our driver.
We haven't figured out who needs a ride yet, because it might work out. People with vehicles could take X number of people, right? And then it might all work out.
Okay, hands up, who needs a ride?
2. Okay, who's got vehicles?
Oh, so you want to drive
3.
your own vehicles, in other words?
4.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
so
That-
so we got more vehicles than requests for drives.
okay, so we have a convoy then. We'll have a convoy.
Yeah,
Okay.
How far did we plan on driving? I think that may be where we could start as well. Like what?
We had a lot of discussions about that last time,
Yeah.
and one idea is, I mean, of course, we'll look at the weather forecast for weeks in advance, but one idea is to drive roughly to the center of the states, maybe St. Louis area or St. Louis, I don't know how you say it. Anyway, and then a few days in advance, we look at the weather and we drive to South Texas or we drive back to Buffalo, depending on forecasts.
Yeah.
That was the thoughts. It doesn't have to be that way, but that's what we were thinking of.
Right.
Brent, you should watch the recording of the last meeting.
Yeah.
I could dig it up for you and send you a link to it.
Yeah, I saw the link today. I just didn't have time to watch it, but I'm gonna check it out tonight.
Does that make sense, Brent, as an approach?
I think so, yeah. I think so.
Yeah,
given
see,
that-
Brent, the main problem is that in this part of the world, in Southern Ontario, we probably have on average a 2 in 3 chance that it's going to be clouded out.
Right.
Whereas if you go as far south as Texas, it might improve to as good as a 1 in 3 chance.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't mean you're going to see it for sure. Maybe half of the people on the Eclipse Pass will see it. Who knows? And as Ron said, if it looks, say a week before, if it looks like, yeah, we better off, getting somewhere towards the center of the path of totality. And then if it turns out that a day or two before it's better up here, then we just head back. Although I don't know if we'd go to Buffalo. I think probably somewhere in northern Ohio, because crossing the border could be tricky. I don't know. And you don't want to get stuck in anything.
No.
You definitely want, wherever you're going to be, you want to be there at the very latest the day before. And you don't want to be driving anywhere the day of, unless where you're at is cloudy, surprise cloudy, and you're chasing a clear spot somewhere. So, that's
So
pretty much
what day were you thinking of as departure?
2 days before, I think.
it's on the 8th. So
Six.
Monday.
2 days before it, well, it's either Friday the 5th or Saturday the 6th. I mean, personally, I wouldn't mind leaving on Friday,
Yeah, that
Me
makes no
too.
sense. Yeah.
right? Because then you've got 2 days to get to wherever, and then you've got Sunday to look at the weather, depending on what's going on, and that gives you that flexibility to drive on Sunday wherever for the eclipse Monday morning on the 8th.
I think it's actually in the afternoon, even
Well,
yeah.
But by the way,
you're right.
one of the things we have to be careful of is if we're going to be anywhere south of Arkansas, that will be in central time zone. I don't remember exactly where the change is, so we got to watch the times.
well,
We
we'll
wouldn't want to
sort that
miss it
out.
by an hour, would we? Okay.
All right, so we're gonna leave on Friday the 5th,
Yes.
right?
That's my preference, to leave extra time at the beginning for flexibility.
Yeah. Now, nobody is going to find hotel rooms, I would imagine, anywhere on the path of totality. So we were thinking about being somewhere, maybe an hour drive from it.
Mhm.
And my preference would be on the west side. And my preference is also not to be in St. Louis, because St. Louis is a very large population center. And I would imagine that a lot of people would be flowing through there, going to the same place that we'd be going. So that's why I was thinking of somewhere more like Fayetteville, Arkansas, for instance, which is just off the path, or even a little bit more south. One of the big problems is that if you go too far south, there aren't any really good highway, unless you're in Texas, any good highways that follow the path. I mean, so we'd be zigzagging along, and this is, I mean, I bought Fred Espinak's road atlas. Do I have it handy here? No, I don't. I wonder where it is. Okay.
Oh,
And
Chris is
yeah,
holding it
yeah,
up.
there you go. Yeah, Chris has it there. Yeah, and I was hoping that it would do, I mean, it has all the highways, but really all it does is it includes the path on a regular map, and it includes the times, you know, for the totality, which is great, you know, but there isn't a good emphasis on the roads so that we know what are good roads or not along there. So
Now, I love the website eclipsewise.com, and if people haven't gone there yet, it's just great. And you can zoom in to see individual roads and subdivisions.
yes,
So,
we can.
so we can micromanage our driving. I like being in an area with a network of roads rather than just one main road that takes us, because if there's a blockage, we can just go to a different road rather than be stuck. So
Yeah. Yeah. Well, to me, when I was looking at the roads, I was playing that game and I was going through it. It's quite a bit of work actually to do that. I mean, to me, if you know what road where you're going, yeah, you could figure it out pretty easily. But if you don't know and you're just, then it's a little harder. And if we were doing this on the morning of Eclipse Day, it would be challenging. So that's why I was hoping that the road, that there was a better highlighting of the roads that pretty much follow the path. But I guess that's asking too
now,
much.
John, your booklet that describes the eclipse, how fine is the detail? Like, my concern is if we're in an area with a lot of people, it could be the cell service doesn't work anymore because there are just so many people using it. So we can't count on anything. And I think we have to have, information with us just in case, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you want a hard copy. You don't want to depend on electronics, I guess.
Yeah.
Except for our weather forecast. So
We can get hard copies. That's not a problem.
yeah, we do. Like I said, I've got Fred's book. Plus I'm a CAA member, so I'm gonna get maps, detailed maps, road maps of all the states along the path as well too.
Good.
And even if I don't end up going, I'll give them to you guys to whomever. So and yeah.
All right. Could I circle back about transportation and people going in whose cars?
Sure.
So that we can sort that out, because that's fairly easy to do,
Yeah.
right? Because it looks like Ron and I need a ride.
Okay.
Does Mateo need a ride? Probably. Kitsa, does Mateo need a ride?
Can you hear me?
Yes. Does Mateo need a ride?
I'm not sure. It depends what the plans are and how complicated they are.
Well, that's what we're trying to figure out now, basically. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it looks like we have more cars, more vehicles than we need, than the people that need drives.
Yeah,
So
he
that's a
probably,
good thing.
yeah, possibly, yes, he would. Yes.
Okay.
I'm not sure if it's a go yet, depending on school and exams. So,
Oh, that's right. April, he'd be, is that exam time or are they over by then? No, that's exam time.
It'll be right at the start
Right
of
to
the exam
start.
yeah,
period.
we don't have the dates yet, but we'll know next week.
All right, assume he needs a ride. So who's got vehicles again? Robin,
I have a van and
how
I'm
many can you
taking
take?
it two others. I'm taking
Okay.
one other person. I think Jake is gonna come with me. And then I have seats available for two more.
Okay, so Robin's got +2. All right.
I might.
I would be happy to,
Who's-
my car I bought before the last eclipse and I just don't trust it for that long a drive. So
Yeah, whoever, anyone is welcome.
All right. Rob, you said you put your hand up saying you got a car too?
Well, I have a vehicle, but I'm not sure how reliable it is for of that length to drive.
All right, so then you need a ride. Brent?
Yeah, I've got a car that I do trust actually on a long trip. It can take probably 4 comfortably. It's a Toyota Venza. So
Okay, you get a van. Okay.
I could easily take at least 2 more people.
All right, so we'll put down for +2.
Yeah.
Who else has a vehicle? Chris, you were saying?
I do, but I'm going independently with my daughter and with my
All right,
son
so
and their
count.
kids,
Yeah,
so
all right.
I'm not part of the convoy. I'm just really interested in what plans everyone's making.
And there's Michelle at the bottom here on the screen. Does Michelle have a vehicle? You're on mute.
You're muted, Michelle.
Hi, yeah, I have a vehicle. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, I have a vehicle. I've got a pickup truck. But I am bringing somebody with me.
Okay, so
there's
how many
seat-
can you take?
Well, I don't know if anybody would want to sit in the seats that are behind the driver and the passenger because they're
Yeah, okay.
so short, but I can take gear.
All right, so it looks like we've got, and who needs a ride? Let's see, Ron, Rob, myself, that's 3. Mateo could be 4. And right now we've got space for 4 between Robin and Brent. So that sort of works out.
Yeah, and if any, like John, if you decide to come at the last minute, if Michelle has cargo space, I can fit 7 in the van.
But
So,
yeah, it depends on how much, what, like the type of
Sure.
gear.
Sure,
I was
yeah.
I was able to fit in a couple of 8-inch Dobbs with platforms. I'm bringing a couple of smaller gear scopes, but I can probably get quite a few, like small gear, batteries, stuff like that. And I think that would be a safe way to travel with, like, lithium batteries too, that they're in the back of the payload. So, yeah,
cool.
just have to pack
So
it
John, we
securely,
can
that's
find
all.
space for you.
All right, so we've sorted out the transportation part.
Hang
and we
on a
just have to
second.
figure out where we go.
Okay, can we
Oh,
pause
there's-
for a second? Richard Hubley has just joined us, by the way. Hi, Richard. Were you waiting long to be admitted?
About 10 minutes, yeah.
Oh my God, I'm sorry.
Well, that's okay. No problem.
Yeah, we made all the decisions, okay, already, and you're driving everybody, by the way.
Excellent. I'll load you all into my camper.
You have a camper, really?
Yeah, well, yeah, it's a 20-foot trailer.
Are you planning to take it?
Potentially, yeah.
Do you have anybody else with you already, or?
Just
Bringing your
my wife
family?
at this moment.
Okay.
What
Okay.
was that? I missed it. What did you say, Richard?
I said at this moment, just my wife.
How you would have room for anybody else?
Potentially, yeah. I'm not sure if any of my other relatives want to go or not. I'm waiting kind of to hear back from them.
Okay.
All right,
not,
that's 0. Okay, that's fine.
Okay. Well, what we're thinking, the discussion we've had so far, I don't think you didn't attend our first meeting a few months ago, right?
No, I wasn't able to.
Yeah.
I was working.
Yeah. There's a recording of it as well, too. If you were to look at through those emails, there's a link to how to get at the recording.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's where we discussed the weather, we discussed strategy, where to go, and we were thinking, maybe somewhere at the midpoint. And just most of this discussion has been about who's going to drive, who needs a ride, etc. Although I still think that hotel rooms are even more of an important thing to figure out, and maybe what we should do
Well,
is,
that's the next step.
yeah. No, I think that even precedes the car, because the cars, you could do that. We could shuffle those around at the last minute. And no, I know if you have to rent one, that would be, it's something we have to deal with earlier. But the rooms, I think, are even more important, because maybe the ones that are, just off the eclipse path, which is what we were thinking of, are going to get gobbled up too. So,
Well, can we decide where where we're driving to, which will be our starting point, where we're gonna sort of camp and then watch for the weather and decide where to go after? And get hotel rooms in that area.
Okay.
Am I making sense?
You can see messages. Sorry, I'm just looking at a chat. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I mean, to me, Ron has suggested the St. Louis area. I think one of the things that we consider is doing more than 2 starting points, and then we would just cancel. Hopefully, they won't want any money. We could book a room, with 1-day cancellation. And then maybe we could even get a place somewhere further south than St. Louis.
We
Like,
could get to, can we get to St. Louis in 1 day?
Oh yeah,
All right.
Ron says no.
You guys are hardcore.
Yeah,
Well, you'd have multiple drivers, eh? You'd have
Yeah, we
multiple
do.
True. Yep.
Yeah.
And I know I drove alone in 2017, and I almost got to Chicago, but I just ran out of energy and found a place on the east side of Lake Michigan, and almost saw the green flash. I might have seen it, but I'm not sure. But anyway,
We drove to my group. We drove to Chicago, but the only reason we stopped there is because we actually wanted to stay in Chicago for the day. We went to see the Blue Jays and enjoyed Chicago. It was a beautiful weekend. So
Okay, so it looks like whether it's distance isn't the problem if you got multiple drivers, right?
yeah, absolutely. I mean, to me, I think St. Louis is what, about 10 hours, maybe? I'm just guessing. 9, 10
Yeah,
hours.
I'm seeing about 12 on
You think 12?
11 and a quarter according to Google Maps.
Oh, 11 and a quarter. Okay. Okay. So it means no.
All right, we could break that up into 2 days. Who says we have to kill ourselves?
Yeah, or if we or we could do it the other way, where we had a point maybe just a bit further north of St. Louis, somewhere in southern Illinois, maybe, and then somewhere south is the other point. So we'd have 2 hop 2 points along the path.
Okay, who's gonna select those 2 points?
Okay.
I'm pushy.
Why don't we all, as soon as we're finished with this meeting, everybody's going to start doing homework, get on Google Maps, whatever, and try to pick two towns, one maybe a little north of St. Louis and one further south, so that we're only driving maybe 8 hours at a time. Does that sound like a good plan? And then just send the posts to the Eclipse group. Whatever you come
Okay.
up with, suggest. Okay.
I also think we're going to be flexible in looking at the weather. And if it turns out that it's going to be socked in other than South Texas, we're going to bust our rear ends to get there.
Oh, I agree. I agree.
But starting from Friday, so we'll leave extra early on Friday. And if we're driving in members' cars, at least we won't have a problem with the delay to sign it out. Like I was thinking to rent, like if we were renting a van, everybody has to be there with their driver's license before we can take it. And, like it was a requirement, we're all there. And then it could be like 10 o'clock before we can leave because it takes a while to go through that process.
Right.
But if we're driving, I mean, I could be at somebody's place. I mean, I would have to find a place to park my car while, that it could stay there. But basically, we could start whenever we want and then
Well,
hit the road.
I've got room in my driveway to park 2 cars, two additional cars.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, if Robin's driving and Brent's driving, they can, pick us up and somebody can park their car, or 2 additional cars can park in my driveway.
Oh, Dennis is trying to get in. Oh, good. Sorry, got more people waiting to be admitted to the meeting. Okay.
If you guys need a place to park, I've got quite a lengthy driveway. I could probably park like 6 cars or more.
What part of town are you in?
Mississauga Road in Dundas.
Okay, I'm Dixie and Rathburn,
So you're a little bit further east, north.
east,
Yeah,
but it depends where the others live.
where
right?
everybody is, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm right.
I know
3
Ron
minute-
comes from Bolton, right?
Yes,
Ron, you come
Yep.
from
Yeah, it's
Bolton.
kind of, that's more towards your end too. But
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if they want to meet, like, because I'm close to the university.
We can probably sort out the logistics of how people get picked up later.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. I think,
Okay.
I think we should be talking hotel rooms.
Hotel rooms are really important.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll bring a tent.
Me too, just in case.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not a bad idea.
I
Yeah.
can,
And
Does
besides-
anyone,
about-
has anyone tried that? Like, I realize hotel rooms are hard to come by close to the path, but what about campgrounds?
Yeah,
Yeah.
campgrounds.
I have not checked that.
Do
farm
you think,
fields.
Michelle, that they're just as hard to book at the last minute as hotel rooms during an eclipse, or?
I have no idea. You
But
know
I-
what, I
but
would
I thought
imagine
you're-
there's gonna be enough geeks that are gonna probably look in that direction
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
And I think
But-
also, like, you know, it could be as crazy as trying to find somebody who's got a field that'll let you hang out. Apparently
Right.
it gets crazy like that, where people end up going within the path, but along
Right.
farm street roads,
Yeah,
right? And just plop down right there. I mean,
that'd be so fun.
yeah, you know, it's just there. It's like, okay, this is it. It's gonna happen. Stop now. Unload. It doesn't always have to be in the big, because there's gonna be 1,000,000+ that are descending on Arkansas, like at this
Mhm.
point. And then Texas is, forget about it. Forget about it. It's crazy because there's a lot of big conventions that are happening and other scientific communities that are having conventions. Like they're just going nuts in Texas. So it's
Oh,
gonna
I
be,
see. The convention is deliberately around the eclipse time.
yeah, because it's all
Ah.
scientifically based, right? And the eclipse is a big deal. So yeah, it's gonna be crazy. It'll be
Okay.
fun.
Oh yeah. I've done a number of searches on Trivago, and there are other websites like that as well. And basically, I look for motels, Super 8, that sort of level, outside of a city. And so far, there's no problem making a booking. And
That's good.
in 2017, I usually made bookings a day in advance, and I had, well, other than one day, Eclipse Day, it was a problem because they canceled my booking, but they couldn't get a hold of me. Anyway, I had no trouble getting places as long as it wasn't right on the eclipse path. And
Yeah, I thought your idea, Ron, was a good one that we discussed at the last meeting. We basically get a hotel room an hour or so off the
Mhm.
path, or an hour or two off the path, and then on the last day, just drive to it.
and it makes a special sense not to pick.
And pick a smaller
Memphis.
town, right?
I'm just saying Memphis is just off the path. So the road from Memphis into Totality is going to be a zoo.
Yeah.
But if we pick a town that doesn't have a big population center away from the path of Totality, my guess is the traffic will not be that bad because, anyway.
Yeah, you suggested that the last time, and I think it's a good idea.
Yeah. I mean, I'm
Absolutely.
just looking here at the map, and there's a place called Springfield. I don't know if there's a nuclear reactor near it or not. But there's a place called Springfield, maybe 3 hours down from St. Louis, and there are various paths around there that we could take towards the eclipse if we wanted to. Or we could take highways that take us into Texas. There's a flexibility there.
This is Springfield, Arkansas, or Springfield,
Missouri,
Missouri?
yeah. Well, I'm not saying that's the only place, but a place that's near two highways that join, give us flexibility. Hopefully not with a major city up, that people from there are going to travel. Anyway, I did some work earlier on, and I haven't done any since then. Now, one possibility, it's a little dishonest, but one possibility is we could say, okay, where might we see the eclipse? And we might say, okay, we'll make some bookings in South Texas and other bookings in Arkansas and other bookings, say, in Indiana. And different people make different bookings. And then we cancel the one that we choose not to go to. Now, it seems a little dishonest to do that, but I just mentioned that as a way of handling that issue.
I don't think it's dishonest. I think that's the way the system works. We're just taking advantage of kind of a loophole, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, because if we make multi, we know that we're not going to be going to all of it. We're going to be going to one of them, or maybe two if we do it with two stops, with the stop on the way. So,
Well,
especially if you,
I think we definitely should have a booking for the first
Yeah.
stop. And
the second stop, because once again, we're not going to know what the weather's like. But by the time we know what the weather's like, it might be too late. So I would do it
Yeah.
now and then cancel if we have to.
well, I'm just throwing out, I think they require names, but I'm not sure. I'll find out. I mean, I just booked for myself, so I just gave my name, but I think we maybe need names for doing the bookings and leaving a credit card. It seems to me you have to do that.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
just
we need different people doing it. We can't have one person doing them all. And
Oh,
that's what I was hoping to decide at this meeting. Who would do that? You know, can we work together on that? And like to me, if I'm going, I would probably prefer to share a room with one other person, although
Mhm.
it's not mandatory, I suppose. And for one thing, it might be necessary if you know, it seems a bit of a waste, you know, if people are trying to get close to this eclipse and to have one person in each room. But to me, yeah,
yeah, we book rooms with double beds.
yeah,
That's all.
yeah,
Well, 2-bit.
Yeah, 2 beds.
Yeah.
Beds.
yeah.
Yeah, and the prices that I looked at were there, and it seems to me for 2 rooms and 4 people, it was something like 150. That's 2 together, something like 150 US, but they have extra taxes on. But you know, that's
Yeah.
not a gross amount of money for what would that be? 75, maybe $40 a head.
Yeah.
And that includes probably some dry cereal with some milk in it if we want for breakfast. You know, the Super 8 type don't have a
The
wonderful
waffles.
breakfast with freshly cooked eggs and whatnot. You know, that's a higher class of place than, you know. But I was wondering, maybe the first day we could be somewhere down past Indianapolis, or there's a place called Evansville that's right on the eclipse. And actually, I'm talking to a group there about the history of solar eclipses and whatnot. Oh, okay, something happened. Anyway, I'm just saying there may be a place part way, and then or do we want to go all the way to St. Louis? And
Well,
then
I
decide
think we
where to
had
go
an
from?
action, I think we already had an action item on the table, basically that we pick 2 locations that we can sort of drive to, and then pick hotels around those locations, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Does everybody
It's
see
as
the
simple
map,
as
by the
that,
way?
and then send it to the group, right? What your ideas are, and then sort it out from there.
Sorry, does
Well-
everybody see the map?
Yeah,
Yep.
Okay, good. I thought that might.
zoom in,
Yeah. Yeah, where do you want me to zoom into?
Arkansas area north,
How do you zoom? How do you zoom?
control, control scroll.
Hang on, I don't know which I'm on, if I'm on that or if I'm on if I'm on the site or if I'm on
Eclipse wise, I urge you to maybe
no, that's
consider
what
Eclipse wise.
yeah,
Eclipse wise.
yeah,
I
this
think
one.
that's a better map than this one.
Yeah, I picked one
But
that's
it's
not.
just a talking point,
No,
right?
to me, when I'm using Zoom, everything slows down. I can't do anything on the web, so that's why I just picked this. But
Well,
but
if I can share screen, I can show
yeah,
Eclipse.
yeah. Just ask. Yeah. I'll do a stop share and yeah, put yours up.
Host disabled participant screen sharing.
Oh, okay. Let me see if I can figure out how to enable it.
Yeah, it looks like
Have you chosen Arkansas by historic weather?
No.
we just picked a place that was
Middle.
central where we could drive
You could
1,000 kilometers each direction and to where the weather's good.
Ron, you should be able to share now.
Okay. All right, so what am I doing here? I
It's
think,
near the bottom, you see a green thing that says share.
no, I've already done that, but I keep,
If you have multiple screens, it should ask you which screen you want
There we
to.
go.
Okay, there we go. Oh, you put it on the other screen. Okay.
oh, I've got, is the Eclipse, is that website on now?
Yep.
And
Yeah,
it's
this is
zooming
great.
into Lexington? That's Chicago. Is that the sort of thing can you see that?
Yep.
Can you see Evansville right in the middle?
Yeah.
Yeah, there.
And that's a group I'm talking to. I can't remember when, but the history of the eclipse, and I'm hoping to give the same talk to the Mississauga Center sometime as well. And anyway, I mean that could be a direction. I mean, if the people there are happy, they might say, "Well, here we'll put you up in a barn or a house or something." I don't know, but anyway.
We'll go to Santa Claus.
I have the rotundness needed to be Santa Claus, so
You know.
John, Jake joined us, and I think we need to find out some basic information from him.
He's good. He will be helping driving my van.
Okay.
Ah, okay.
He's just finding that out for the first time.
Okay, so he's part of your group. Okay, so
but I mean, I just looked up. I think I did Rolla, a town just past St. Louis, as one, and there is some place near Springfield because that has a road that then goes into the Eclipse. But there are not that many roads there. It's not like it's farmland where there's a road every kilometer or so that to me gives the optimum flexibility for traffic jams. But here there's Little Rock. I don't know if we want to go all the way there in one day. So it's a question of how far do you think we could want to get in one day? Because if we're leaving Friday, then we have Friday night. I'd rather conserve my energy because if on Saturday we decide we've got to go to South Texas, I want to not be already stressed after 14 hours of driving the day before. So,
all right.
So
Can we
where
make
do
a
you-
rule that we shouldn't drive more than 10 hours a day
No.
if you have two drivers? 8 hours a day?
Can we play that by ear? I don't know. Oh, you're saying as far as right now,
in
Yeah.
terms of our planning,
mm,
yeah. So if we leave Mississauga at sort of 8 in the morning, or should we leave earlier than that?
I'll figure that out later.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying I could drive into Mississauga and stay in a hotel or something, or a motel or something or other, and then
If you talk to me nicely, I can put you up for the night.
okay, great. But then we'd go from there to Detroit and then go south to Toledo, maybe? Would that be the right way to go? Or I mean, I have no idea.
Well,
the
8
highway
hours,
thing.
wherever 8 or 10 hours take us, right? We can figure that out from
probably
Google.
probably Sarnia, Port Huron is better most of the time, just because crossing in Windsor it can be difficult. There's not any difference, but you know
Except
what? It seems to me like you're all going to be passing through Guelph or just south of Guelph. I'm wondering if I'd be able to put us up somewhere somehow. I actually have a strip mall across the street from me, and I'm wondering if I could arrange for parking, for a couple of days that the guy would let us park there. I should check that out.
I mean, I was thinking of taking a sleeping bag with me just in case.
Yeah.
Like if we're short of rooms, I could sleep on the floor in it. So that's and actually that's even closer to where we're going, so it might be a good idea. But I could easily see getting to Indianapolis, or like not the city itself, but outside the city, although it looks like all highways go right through Indianapolis, and we don't want to be driving there during rush hour or anything.
Yeah, that's for
Wow.
sure.
Oh, you guys are a bunch of babies.
No, you know what? Distance is one thing, okay? Bad roads is another, but traffic, that's something that you just can't beat, during rush hour.
you slug it out.
No, you sit there and miss the eclipse, or if
No,
you need to
no,
go.
we're talking about leaving Toronto and going through a big city like Indianapolis. It's
Yeah.
not that big. And I think they have a ring road around it anyway.
It does. It has multiple ring. They all do.
I don't think it's gonna be as bad as the 401.
Correct.
Like there's no way. I was in Greece a couple years ago and the guy was saying, "Oh, the traffic," and I'm like, "What traffic?" It's like the worst traffic in the world. And I mean, Athens is a big city. I've been through all of this area here, and like it slows down, but it moves.
Yeah.
I think
been
that
through-
again, that's a detail. That's
Yeah, you're gonna
inclination
hit
is-
it.
My inclination is try and get the other side of the big city before we sleep, because then first thing in the morning, we can then not worry about any traffic jam within the city. And I don't mind driving a couple of hours before breakfast. I mean, usually I don't eat a breakfast other than a coffee, and then, eat later and, so there are all sorts of towns, the other side of Indianapolis. If we got to the other side at, after, if we get to the other side of Indianapolis on the Friday night, that gives us the flexibility of driving from there to St. Louis and maybe to something like Springfield, depending on weather forecasts, or maybe beat-lining it all the way to Texas. I mean, and these small town places are, often have spaces. Now, if we're a big group, we might not all be able to stay at the same place because, booking and everything, but we can worry about that later. I
All right,
should
well-
find out if the requirement is for every person that's booking a room has to give their full name and everything. I just don't know. I mean, I did that for me personally, but I don't know what it's like with a group.
Oh yeah, they're very strict about that rule. They're pretty much all of them have that requirement. They want to know. They want to make sure you're a real person. Okay.
For
So-
booking.
So yeah, but for booking for everything, even once you're there, obviously, even if you're going to pay cash, they still, prefer having all that information.
I think
but-
I've heard they're legally required to look at a driver's license.
No,
Yeah.
nobody asked for driver's license.
You know what? The last time I was at
been
a
driving
hotel,
space for a long time. They just want a valid credit card.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think I had to show my driver's last time I was at a hotel in the States, which wasn't that long ago, actually.
Anyway, that's neither here nor there.
By the way, interesting tidbit here. Driving, if we were driving all the way to Dallas, I know it would be in multiple legs, 22 hours. If we were going to San Antonio, 26 hours. So plus we'd be going in a bit of a roundabout way of getting there too, so maybe even longer. So that's why getting a good ways far south for our starting point would be important, in my opinion. So if we were somewhere like, can you zoom that out just a little bit more again, the map, please, Ron?
I got to figure. I'm sorry. I'm pressing the wrong button.
Yeah, the minus.
Is that what you want?
Yeah, I want to see a little, okay, and then bring it down more. Okay. Yeah, maybe we need to see the whole path. Zoom out a little further.
Yeah, I have to remember to press the control button to do that.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I think I can zoom in one. Maybe,
Yeah.
There's got to be some way I can make the whole thing, but anyway, there. So if we start in Guelph, that's another 30 minutes or, an hour. It's an hour from me to Guelph, so I'm that much closer. So
So I just included myself in this again.
yeah,
I want to go.
I know, and it would be great to have you. But Indianapolis or somewhere past there, or do we want to go all the way to St. Louis? Then that would be the Friday night. And that gives us the flexibility of all day Saturday to drive to either South Texas or back to Ohio or something like this that's near because Toronto's clear, but of course there's no eclipse there.
Or be lucky enough that we can stay there.
Indianapolis is probably going to be packed though, isn't it? Because it is on the path, right? Totality. Isn't it?
Yeah, oh yeah, it's right on the path. But unfortunately, there's the highway system goes through Indianapolis.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's actually hard to avoid going through there for where we'd be going.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think we were talking about maybe trying to be on the west side
Yeah, I agree.
because there's less population on the west side. Like I could see a whole clutch of people are driving from Kansas City to St. Louis and then trying to get in there, and they might go south. But I doubt if many, there will be a big traffic from Springfield to the eclipse, but there's rough country, so there are relatively few roads there. And I like it where you have a grid system, so there's all sorts of flexibility. If one road is blocked, we can find another. Yeah. So question, should I look for a booking place or somebody else past Indianapolis for the Friday night? Or do you want to go further than that?
Well,
I like the idea. I like the idea of Springfield, Missouri too, actually. I like the way it's located. I like Ron's way of thinking on that. I definitely like it. It's 15 hours. It's a long, hard drive for first drive for continuous. But I think we could do it, taking turns. I mean, it's gonna take longer than 15 hours because I assume we're gonna want to stop to eat and go to the bathroom and that kind of thing.
That's now an 18-hour drive, right?
Yeah. So if we were to start
Split it in two.
Oh, this is from Guelph, by the way. Yeah. So if we start in Guelph at that time, and so if we were to start at, I mean, what's the earliest that we'd be willing to leave, everybody?
7.
Well,
Seven.
if
I'm thinking 4 a.m. or something.
Whoa.
Yeah. Well,
Well, if you want to get down to Springfield and it's going to take 15 hours, that's really 18 hours with a whole bunch
It's
of
really
stops
18
with,
hours. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So why don't we split that into two so we make, 2 9-hour trips? Because we leave on Friday, and then we get by Friday we're halfway. On Saturday we would be in Springfield, right? And then that still leaves Sunday to decide where to go.
my inclination is to be a little more than halfway on the first day, and that gives us the flexibility.
All right, go a little.
That's why I was wondering about either somewhere in Indianapolis, or do we want to go across to Chicago and down? Because that
avoid Chicago.
What's
Indianapolis. No, Chicago. No. Too busy. Way too busy. We wouldn't want to get caught in that if a lot of people are going from there.
I don't know if on the Friday we would have major traffic jams in Indianapolis because the eclipse is not until the Monday. My guess is the Friday, probably the traffic wouldn't be bad other than their normal rush hour.
Oh, in that case, Evansville. I mean, Evansville is probably 9 hours from here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Evansville, yeah, we'll be past Indianapolis. To me, I think Evansville could be a good starting point actually. For get there by Friday late afternoon, whatever.
Yeah.
And like I say, the people there might say, well, we have space and we'll book you, put you up. I don't know.
Yeah. So you've actually talked to some people, members of a club in Evansville?
With my school club initiative, I met a guy that was very senior in the Astronomy Society for the US. And I sent him an email saying, do you want to hear about, how the ancients predicted eclipses? And he set up a date, and I can't remember the date, but I think I've got it here. It's the 16th of February that I'm going to Zoom into the group.
Mhm.
Cool.
you know, but I'd be happy to be in Evansville, and they have backup locations as well, but they were, you know, it's right on Totality, so they were going to just stay there.
But it might be packed though. We might not be able to get rooms in Evansville.
Well, you're gonna get a room if you book it on a Friday, which is a few days before, right?
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. Yeah. Good.
You're not there on the day. You're there a few days before.
Yeah.
Right, right.
I
So
don't
do people think Evansville is a good
First
place
stop.
to aim
Yeah.
for as the first stop?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I
then,
like it. I like it. I like it because I've done the trip a number of times to Nashville, and that's further south, obviously. And my daughter used to live there. And I think Evansville, I think that's a good first stop. I think anything more than that, when you were talking 15, 16 hours, that's a long day for even if you have multiple drivers.
and to me, I want to save energy so that if we do have to go to South Texas, I'm not totally exhausted by pushing it. So, okay,
Right.
so Evansville. Now, do you want me to look into bookings? It might require two different places. If we're 8 people or something or other, it might not be possible to get all 8 in one or whatever number choose to go. But
Be optimistic.
yeah, no, I'm just being flexible, and then we could go across. Can you see my cursor?
Yeah. Push the
Okay.
map further up. There we go.
No, I'm trying. I'm trying to get rid of and I can't get at it. Anyway, where's Evansville? Evansville's there. So we potentially could go across to St. Louis and Springfield or someplace like that. But last time doesn't want to work the way I want it to. Anyway, let me zoom out a bit. But we could go through there, and John was mentioning the idea of being west of the trail of the path, then we're less likely to have a huge number than the bigger population on the east.
Mm,
You know, like the big jam from Louisville and Nashville
yeah.
and wherever Memphis is. Did I lose Memphis? Maybe I can lose this thing. Why is that doing? Anyway, there's Memphis down there.
Yeah.
I don't know how to get rid of the screen. Anyway, so we're talking about a site at Evansville.
Yep.
Are people comfortable with something like a Circle 8 or some level like that, a motel?
Oh, yeah.
Or
That
even
sounds
higher. It
fun.
doesn't matter to me.
Yeah. Now, who was talking about taking a camper van?
I
I thought
can't see
somebody
the screen.
said he might be driving a 20-foot camper.
Oh, that was
Richard.
Yeah,
yeah,
that was me.
Mark.
Sorry about that. I'm just cleaning my corrector plate.
So my question is that the sort of thing you could park at a motel, or would they,
Likely
just
not. In my experience, probably no, but I would look for campgrounds in the area. And there is actually a plan for people who have campers that you can go to various farms and different areas through the US and Canada and stay there for free as long as you kind of buy their product.
Yeah. I mean, it could be, if we're going to Evansville, the forecast is the weather's going to be perfect.
Yeah.
And I'm just quite happy to maybe on the Saturday to there are a bunch of caves somewhere in Tennessee and do something like visiting the caves and then head back to Evansville. And then on Eclipse Day, we get into a place and boom, like who knows?
You know what else is good about Evansville? What if it turns out that it is clear all around Lake Erie, and we have to head back this way? If you bring the path back up, so that you can see
Scroll
south
it
of
down
Lake
or scroll it up like this?
Erie.
Is
Yeah,
this what you meant?
yeah.
Yeah, and
Uh,
there's
you can see-
Evansville where the cursor is, yeah.
Yeah, it might turn out that Cleveland or Buffalo is clear, although wouldn't that be ironic, eh? If or our side of the lake.
Now, what I don't want to do is if I'm in the States, I don't want to go back into Canada because there could be big delays at the border. I'd rather find a place in the States to watch it and then head in from there. Or, well, if the group wants to go back right away, but you know, I definitely don't want to go home on the Saturday night and then drive back down into the path of totality. Again, Bolton's a long way up. Okay. So where are we going here for booking? I can,
Well, how many rooms do we need?
well, that's what I was going to ask. I'm not sure exactly who is coming, so I'm making a list.
All right,
So-
well, then maybe we better start by saying who wants to drive with whom?
I mean, I'm easy. I was willing to go with Robin, but I'm willing to, you know, whoever.
I'll go whoever wants me.
Yeah, I'm sort of flexible too.
So who's the drivers again? Brent or Robin? Who do you want, Robin? You have the choice. It's your car.
Oh, don't put me on. I don't care. I know Kitsa and Mateo were also asking, but they're not 100%. It depends on Mateo's exam schedule, which he'll know probably in a week or two.
Yeah.
Probably by next week.
But you could squeeze an extra person in because you said you have a
I
large
totally
place.
could. It's just it depends on just cargo space. I'll probably bring a tent just in case. But I could easily fit through I know Jake, Mateo, Kitsa, and one other.
Yeah.
And still have quite a bit of cargo room.
All right, Brent.
Oh,
Brent, that
Kitsa,
leaves
are
you.
coming too?
Yeah,
Kitsa?
yeah. Rob, do you want to be with me in the?
Yeah, we'll start together.
Okay, I can take well, comfortably 4 people, I would say, in my car. It depends on how much gear everyone wants to bring. That might cut it down to 3.
Minimum, yeah.
But yeah, I could definitely take 4.
You,
All
you
right.
need to bring change of clothes for 3-4 days, you know.
Yeah.
So,
All
by
right.
the way, I know
So,
that this.
all right, let's,
Can I take-
before you leave that topic, let's
Yeah.
finish
I'm
this
not
one.
leaving the topic. I'm not leaving the topic. I just want to
Oh.
say one thing first, by the way. I'm sure that we all agree that if anybody is driving their own vehicle, that if the other people will pay for gas and
Yeah, share expenses.
tolls,
Yeah.
you name it, okay? Yeah, and the driver will pay nothing, okay? And maybe even get free coffees all the way in the odd meal or something.
Free lunch. They should get free lunch and food.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not enough, really, to
No,
just
I agree.
pay for gas. Paying for gas is not enough.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Okay, it looks like Brent, I'm going with you. Looks like Ron and I are going with you.
Okay.
Who's, okay,
So Brent, you would have Rob,
Yeah.
Ron, Fred, and you said you had somebody else already?
No,
Somebody
gee,
else?
Rob,
yeah, Rob.
Okay, all right, so that's 4.
but wait a minute. So Brent is gonna have me, I'm Ron.
Rob and Fred.
Okay, so that'll
And
be,
Robin's gonna have Robin, Jake.
just a minute, I'm making a list here. Robin, Jake, yeah,
Possibly Kitsa and Mateo, but we'll know for sure, I think, next week.
Yeah. And
And
Mateo.
then I could take one other if needed.
Okay, but
Okay.
there
Yeah.
isn't. Okay.
now who else is in the possible group? Other
Me.
than John, it would be really great to have you, John, but anyway.
you know what? If somebody cancels and then it turns out that I can get away, then,
Well, then Robin has room for you, possibly.
Exactly, for sure.
okay. But if
Okay.
somebody else wants that knows that they can go for sure, you give that
All right.
person a spot.
Wait a
okay?
minute, is Michelle driving by herself then?
Yes, she has her truck.
I have a truck, but a friend of mine's coming with me.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
she's not herself, yeah.
Okay,
Like I can
Alright.
fit 2 other people, but it's gonna be a tight squeeze.
It'd be the back seat of I guess you got an extended cab truck.
Yeah,
yeah,
That's
nice.
that could be a bumpy ride.
Yeah.
Now, in terms of rooms now, then Brent, Fred, Rob, we would need 2 doubles.
2 rooms.
2 doubles,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Now, Robin, Jake, Kitsa, Mateo, that would be 2 doubles, right?
Yep.
And Michelle and Friend would be 1
1 double.
double. Okay. So, um,
Should
we're planning our booking, so we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rooms in Evansville or near Evansville.
correct.
That's the plan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, 5 rooms, Evansville. Now, let me first contact the people that are, that I'm giving the talk to, and they might recommend a place. I'm not quite sure how to do it, but they might say, oh, well, we can put you up. I mean, yeah, dream. Although I'm actually tempted not to. I don't like inconveniencing other people, but that's a possibility. Now, I'd like to find out what is required to do a booking for a room. And it could be that I'll say, okay, it's the Super 8 on this place, and then each group has to make their booking because, or maybe I can just give the full names and then.
Well, I've
I
never
don't know
had
if-
trouble booking 2 rooms at a time.
Okay. So you're
But
saying
we're
I might
now asking for 5. If there's a problem, give me a call and I can do a booking and use my credit card.
is
Like
this
they may
normal?
only they may tell you can only book 2 rooms max, right?
Yeah, so we get another other person.
We'll
you
get
know.
another person. If you need another person, call me
Okay.
or
Yeah,
have them call me.
as a matter of fact, the last time I did book in the States, they wanted a name for the other room. If there's 2 rooms, they're gonna want 2 names. So
Yeah, if you know, everybody who's gonna book a room should probably just book it under the main traveler, right?
Yeah.
So for example, Ron's gonna book a room, it should go under his name with whoever is gonna join him in that
Fred, Rob, and Brent.
yeah, in that room. So usually what they do is they ask for the lead traveler, and then they're going to want to have who's traveling with you, who else is going to be in that room. Okay. So if you find a place that's got you, listen, you got 5 rooms, just let me know so I can book mine. And everybody else who's going to be sharing the room as a main traveler and booking, we just book it that way. It'd be a lot
Sorry,
easier.
Is this Michelle talking?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I wasn't sure who it was. Yeah. Okay. Does
Oh,
somebody have the full spelling of all the names of everybody?
Well, yeah.
they're on.
We
they're
can
on
do that
the
by
Eclipse.
email. We can send a list of our proper names by email.
Okay, by the
Okay.
way, I'm gonna make another group just for those that are specifically gonna travel and the standby guy. So basically, everybody who said that they want a room, plus me, if you guys don't mind. And yeah, because the other group has about 50 people on it, so people who might be interested and
Yeah.
but not interested enough to attend this meeting, so I would say that they're probably not going to go. So
Are we going to stay in Evansville? Is that the plan?
I think we stay in Evansville Friday night.
yeah, that's
We still have to
that's
plan where we're going after that. And, someplace like Springfield, but, weather forecasts are usually fairly reliable in 3 days. And it could be, we're going to have to make a mad dash to South Texas.
What if
Like-
it's going to be clear in Evansville?
We
Yeah,
see
according
if we
to the
can
map,
extend
it
our
looks like
stay.
it's It's not too far from a good spot.
Yeah, we extend our stay if we
Yeah.
can.
Exactly.
Okay. Because it's right there, right?
Yeah.
I just Googled campgrounds. There's actually at least 4 or 5 that I just off of just with a
Mhm.
quick glance.
Like in the Evansville area?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wonder if at the time of booking in Evansville, we should find out from the staff there if the preceding days have been booked or not, because we may be talking about, yeah, there's great weather and many other people are thinking the same way, and they've already made the jump to book Saturday and the Sunday night or whatever. So I don't know if we need to ask that too.
Good point.
Maybe just book for the whole period.
And then.
Yeah.
Then whatever,
Mhm.
like, I mean, even if we have to drive to get to that totality, at least there's a home base and you got a place.
Could we,
And it's a crazy area. All this area that we're going to, okay, like weather-wise, it's nutty. Last year, all through spring, it was it was crazy weather. So I'm
It
really
could be-
hoping.
If they have an early tornado season, I mean, it could be,
Hairy.
because we had that this past April, actually.
Yeah, yeah.
In some places that were along the path, actually, were not far from it.
Like bad, like multiple and dangerous tornado paths.
Oh,
all
yeah,
through
yeah,
there.
absolutely, absolutely. Yeah.
Right.
John,
Yes.
I followed the weather very closely, exactly a year before the eclipse for a whole week before and after. On April 7th, there was major storms and tornadoes in Arkansas, but the next day the cold front had moved through and this weather was
Cleared it up.
fabulously clear in Arkansas and Illinois and Indiana on the eclipse day, and it was also very clear all over southern Ontario. So yeah, it is tornado season at that time. You're quite right.
Is the viewing good in the center of a tornado, like the eye of a tornado?
Well, if you're a tornado chaser,
I,
it's
I,
spectacular.
I actually have an article by somebody in the 1920s that a tornado passed over and he hung on to a tree
Oh my God.
and he was in the middle and he described looking up into the tornado from inside.
Oh my
And
God.
then he woke up a little while later and survived. Like, in other words, he wasn't able to hang on when the second part of the tornado came through. But just awesome. Sorry, that's got nothing to do with the eclipse, but it does. Robin, what's Jake's last name if I'm registering him?
It's Benbihi, Benbihy.
It should be showing it on the Zoom screen that you're looking. You should be able to see it right
Oh,
there.
Benbiny. Okay.
HY.
Yeah,
HY.
Y.
Benbiny. Oh, okay, thanks.
HY.
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 HY. Okay. Kitsa Mateo, your last name is Stati?
Yes,
Dati.
yes, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
And Fred, I don't think I know your last name.
My
so-
last name is Benedict with a K, Benedikt. Think of Eggs Benedict with a K.
Benedikt. Okay.
Correct.
Hopefully I've got all that right. Okay. So I'll see what I can do, John. When you get it listed, I'll get a booking for Evansville.
And at the time, ask if, maybe we should be booking 2 days and cancel one. I don't know. Or can't book 3 days as somebody suggested and cancel. But that's not really fair to them if we're booking 5 rooms.
Someone's going to win. Not all of them, though.
Anyway, ask him about how are their bookings for the following days.
Yeah.
Just ask.
Now I've done my booking through Trivago, which gives a discount, but I actually don't talk to the place.
All right, well,
I'm just throwing out an idea that maybe I could do find a place in Travago and look at prices. And again, it's a Super 8 class place I was thinking
Yeah.
of.
Yeah.
And then maybe get somebody else to call to, I can't do American calls, but maybe somebody here can.
I can if you give me the phone number.
Okay, sorry, that's Fred?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
and I'm
And,
really not too concerned about the hotel price, Ron.
I agree. And I think on the way back, we A, can be flexible, and B, as long as we're not on the eclipse path, I don't think the driving and traffic jams are going to be that bad.
Yeah, agreed.
So our decision is Evansville for the Friday night. And you want
Actually-
a booking for the Saturday as well?
I was gonna say, since you're doing this online, you can book like as if for the next couple days, and you can see if the dates are available, right? You can see it right online if the dates are available.
So you
If
want me
they're
to book for
available-
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday?
Yeah, see if they're available.
That would be amazing if we get to Evansville 2 days before the eclipse, and we're going to stay there, and we're going to find something to do for the 2 days. But you know, I'm not worried about finding something to do.
Well, maybe there's gonna be clear nights. That would be nice.
I wasn't planning to bring my telescope with me, but yeah.
Might be a consideration.
Mhm.
Bring binoculars.
Binoculars, beautiful.
Yeah. Now, John, were you going to set up the special group for the ones that are indicating we're going now?
Yes, I will. I'll do it. Actually, how about if I just include everybody that's in this meeting, including Chris, since he's sharing information with us, and even though he won't necessarily travel with us, would you like to be part of that group too, Chris?
Yes, I would.
Okay.
I might travel. Like if I find out where you guys are going and the weather looks great there, I might just go there with my family members and
Yeah,
see
yeah.
there.
I mean, basically,
I'd like to be
we're
involved. I'm
com-
just not going to book officially right now with all of you. But yes, I'd like
Yeah,
to
yeah.
be part of the group.
because you don't have a specific location you're going to yet, do you?
I'm
Or-
going to wherever the weather is clear.
Okay.
I'm thinking of my center point is not St. Louis, it's Mississauga, and I'm willing to drive up to Prince Edward Island. That might be, you could get clear New Brunswick and PEI and have terrible weather in the States. So
Absolutely.
I
that is
kind of,
possible, yeah.
I'm a little bit not in agreement with, well, it's not up to me to say what the group is doing. I think you have some really good plans, but my central place will be Mississauga, and 1 week before and 5 days before, I think I'll have a really good idea about where to go, either to the Maritimes or to Arkansas. So I'm sure somewhere in there, there'll be a clear
Yeah,
sky. That's my simple plan with a few of my family members.
Okay, then to me, I think you should definitely be part of our group then.
I'd like to be,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so basically everybody that I'm seeing on the screen is going to be part of our group. But let me write all these names down myself before or I should just get a screenshot of it. Oh no, we have a recording of it. We'll have a recording of this meeting too. But actually, I don't know if we want to make that public though. We have all this privileged information. Okay. By the way, I'm also thinking, I was looking at Google Maps on my phone, and Evansville is actually close to 11 hours nonstop from Guelph. Okay. So it's quite a bit further than Indianapolis, actually. It's about 3 hours more. So, but you know, which is kind of, yeah, we're going to beat ourselves up just getting there. But then it means that we have a shorter distance to go if we end up having to go quite a way south. So it might not be a bad thing.
Mhm.
So,
And we
So I
could
was
also
looking-
sleep in.
yeah,
We
because
could
I was also,
sleep in and rest if we have a short drive for the Saturday.
yeah. Yeah, because I was thinking maybe we should get our second spot further south, but then I don't know, if we're committed to being in Evansville, we're already quite enough south that I don't know, would we want to go all the way to Texas from there? I don't know. Let me think. Let me see what Google Maps says for that.
You can pick a second spot for Saturday further south if you want, and then cancel, right?
But yeah, good point. Okay, first let me just see what it is to Dallas from Evansville. Just out of curiosity.
I don't think you want to go that far.
Oh no, that's 11 and a half hours. What if it's the only place that's clear? We're going all this way and we're not going to go that extra bit. No,
I
it's
suppose.
11 and a half hours from Evansville
But-
to Dallas, and Dallas isn't even southern Texas. So we should pick a midpoint.
If,
Maybe-
if Saturday night, sorry, we're going to be in Evansville Friday night, correct? That's the
Yes.
plan?
Yes.
So we've got all day Saturday and all day Sunday to drive wherever we need to go. And I think in those 2 days, although it would be nice to get to the spot a day in advance and scout out places, but it looks to me like we could, if we wanted to, we could get all the way to the south of Texas if we want to stomp on rattlesnakes and whatever. Sorry, get clear skies.
We should just go to Mexico.
No.
No.
I draw the line there. I'm not.
Come on,
I'm not going
Mexico,
to
let's go.
Oh geez, how does it do that? Okay, you know what? I was looking before, and I mentioned this to Ron before too, and Fred. I was looking at Fayetteville, Arkansas. Let me get rid of that stupid thing. It's also just outside of the path on the other side. And I think that might be a good second stop, actually. What
And
does
we
everybody
also
think?
said- And we also said it had a lot of good roads to go anywhere you needed to go.
Okay, so
Yeah,
let's see
fairly
if I
good,
can
yeah,
find
'cause
it. There's Springfield. Is it around
Yeah.
Springfield or further south than that? Oh, Fayetteville,
No, it's
right there.
closer to Tulsa, actually, closer to Tulsa.
Well, there's a Fayetteville. Yeah, there's a Fayetteville there.
Yeah.
But it looks like
also-
there's only one road that goes south.
Yes, but it hits I-40. I-40 is if we're going the other way and how we would get there. But I looked, some of these roads, even though they're not interstates, and this is, yeah, I-30. We can get to I-30, I think. Where's 30? Can you see how you would get from Fayetteville to I-30?
I'm trying to zoom back out to get Fayetteville. Yeah, there. Where's I-30? I think I have to zoom out even more. You're still looking at my thing. So where's
I'm
I-30?
jumping all over. I'm jumping all over the place.
Where's I-30?
I-30 runs roughly north-south. It goes to Dallas. You know what? It might actually run through Fayetteville.
I don't see an I-30. Let me zoom out more.
Oh, no, sorry. I was thinking of 35 actually, and it does
Yeah.
not go that way.
I
Yeah,
mean-
some of these roads that run north-south, like towards Texarkana, for instance, from Fayetteville.
Mm-hmm. Texarkana, I don't
there
see
are
Tex-
some good roads. It's hard to figure out which ones they are, but there are some good roads there.
Yeah.
Evansville.
Yeah, I just want to make sure wherever we go, there's at least two roads that we can, if there's a traffic jam or an accident, we can find an alternate route. And
Okay,
looking
here's-
here, it looks like there are a number of roads.
Okay, here's the important stat, Ron. It's
Yep.
8.5 hours from Fayetteville to, oh no, hang on. I wanted to do the Dallas actually. Sorry, that's
So
not.
are you saying Fayetteville, the second night and then,
Yeah,
because I think we have to be flexible on the second night. And if we have to go all the way to South Texas, we've got to really bust our rear ends on the Saturday to get, a long way down.
yeah. You know what? It's 5 hours to Dallas from Fayetteville.
Okay,
according to Google Maps. So regardless of the type of roads, to me, it sounds like if we get there in 5 hours, that's something that's achievable for us, I think, which I think makes that a good stop. But if anybody wants to do some research and come up with some other place for our second city to stop at, please make the suggestion, okay? And yeah. So that would be our
yeah, there's
Saturday,
Dallas.
possibly.
Now, I don't know if there's a road to the, no, there isn't.
To where?
Well, this is the Dallas megapolis, and I don't know whether it's bigger or smaller than Toronto, but I'd rather not drive through it if I can avoid it.
No, we don't want that unless besides that, for one thing, I don't think that we're going to get accommodations. It'll be gridlock. If you go there, you're taking a gamble that, that's where you're going to be seeing the eclipse. You're not going to go anywhere else
Well,
if you're in Dallas.
I've heard of some people that are going to Waco.
Yeah, Waco is right on the path, center of the path, I think.
Well, it's a little off. Yes, can you still see my screen?
Yes,
Yeah, so it's a little off, but it's close.
it's north of Dallas, isn't it?
No, it's south.
South.
Yeah.
If you go to the weather maps on what's his name? Jay Anderson. Jay Anderson is a RASC member from Winnipeg. He's a meteorologist, and he does his own website, kind of like, and he works with Fred Espenak, as a matter of fact, on weather. And according to his maps, there's actually quite a bit of weather differences, even from South Texas to North Texas, actually. So if it turns out that we are getting really bad weather, I mean, South Texas might be the only place to go. So I think it should be part of our plans,
Well,
hopefully we won't have to go that far, but
to me, it's doable, maybe not, but it's doable to go to Evansville for the Friday night, then drive somewhere around Fort Worth on the Saturday night, and then get to I'm doing this wrong, but get to South Texas. Where are we here? Am I in Mexico? Yeah, I think I skipped a country here. Sorry, I'm doing something wrong here. Anyway, I think in theory we could get to South Texas if we wanted to, if we can get to Evansville on the Friday night.
yeah.
Did I miss? I think I missed the border. I don't. This program is squirrely.
The river, yeah. If you see you should be able to see the Rio Grande River.
Well, I
through
was
that
looking for it.
Texas.
Sorry, it's I'm screwing it up. Maybe I'm getting tired. I don't know why it just doesn't work. Okay, there's Houston. Yeah, there's Austin. So there, that looks like the Rio Grande there. At least looks like a river. Maybe it's not the Rio Grande. Yeah, that's the Rio Grande.
You can't go much further south than San Antonio
Yeah.
without being in Mexico. So
Yeah. No, that's the border right there. And we can tell it's the border because there's a wall there, or maybe there isn't. I wonder if some people will be trying to sneak across the border during the eclipse, hoping that the border guards aren't looking. Sorry, I shouldn't make comments like that. So, plan of action. I'll look into making bookings.
Ron, it can't be just you though. I mean, why don't whoever
Well,
anyone
Ron can
else
do
that?
hold on. Ron can do the bookings for the 5 rooms. If you have any problems, give me a call. I'll give you a second name, a second credit card.
Same with me. I'll
Yeah.
make this offer. Yeah.
Okay?
Same.
Okay.
Yep.
Great. But like I said, our subgroup is going to be how we communicate though, okay?
Okay.
So,
Okay.
okay. And
Now,
I'll set that up this evening, actually.
Should we meet again on another Zoom group like this? Just
Yeah,
to
absolutely, sure. Maybe we should do like a once every 2 weeks or something at this
Okay.
point.
Yeah.
and we can
Uh,
keep an eye also on the long forecast of this weather. Might give
Oh,
us
yeah.
better ideas too.
I don't think any forecast now though is of any validity for
No.
by then, but what, maybe a week in advance, I think then looking at long term is
Okay.
something like that. I don't know.
Will El Nino be finished by then? Does anybody know how long that lasts?
Forever.
It's not supposed to be finished, but it's not supposed to make a big difference from what I've read.
Okay, in
It
the
might
central states,
very,
okay.
very slightly improve southern Texas, but it shouldn't, it's not expected to significantly affect the rest of the path. And
Okay,
I think if you're looking at weather, 1 week in advance, you've got your long range forecast, which is pretty good for planning. 5 days before, you've got a much better idea, and you can really plan big time. And 3 days before, you're really getting quite accurate. And 3 days before, you certainly know where to go.
Now, my personal goal is to make sure I see shadow bands. I missed it in my first two eclipses. Once because I wasn't looking at the right time, and the other one because it wasn't as clear as I wanted. So I'm really hoping to get clear enough conditions to see shadow bands. Just my preference.
As another action item, is it, do you want us to send in our suggestions for the where to stop for the second city?
yeah,
Yeah.
Okay, everybody send in your suggestions for the second stop.
okay. Yeah, I mean, the bad thing about a place like Fayetteville, if you end up going to Texas, you've already gone way further west and now we're going back southeast, so that's the bad thing about that.
Right.
So,
Anyway, I really love this eclipsewise.com website. It you can zoom right in to see individual streets in a city, and I presume also in the country. So uh, ah anyway, I don't know what I've done wrong, but
but go to Eclipsophile too. That's the J. Anderson meteorology one. So,
I was actually trying to illustrate the streets that we can see going down to individual streets. But
Yeah.
what I don't like about it is it doesn't give any scale. Like I wish they always had, this is 2 kilometers or 20 or whatever, and or miles there it would be, of course.
I find even Google Maps does that, the standard Google Maps, and it'll sometimes it shows it and sometimes it doesn't, or it'll just show it for a fleeting moment and then it disappears. Like, yeah, why not be there all the time?
Yeah. Well,
Mm.
here, this I think is part of Memphis or whatever, and you can see Whitehaven View, and that looks like subdivision streets. So I think whether Eclipse Wise has basically every street they know about is going to be on it. So that's nice to see. One issue we don't have to resolve now is at some stage I'd like to learn how to set up an eSIM card for my cell phone. Apparently it can be done, and I'm not sure how, but I mean, we don't need to worry about that now, but it's something I'd like to do. And the other thing to consider is, do we want to have some sort of a shade and chairs so that if we get to the eclipse place at 8 in the morning, or I mean, I don't know when we're going to get there, and the eclipse isn't until 1 o'clock local time, whatever it is, I don't know the time zone and everything. Do we want to have a shady place that we can sit underneath and that sort of thing? So just something to think about, but that's long term rather than right now.
But April, we could be getting anything as far as the weather's concerned, is the temperature, hot,
Yeah.
cold, name it.
I have a lot of that kind of stuff, canopies and the little gas stoves, like whatever we need.
Yeah, I have a little small Coleman, not the full size of the 2 burners, but I think that's something, but we don't have to think about that just yet. I just mentioned it.
Yeah, but somewhere down the road, we should start making a list of things we need to think about, you know?
Yeah,
I always bring a small travel cooler for my beer.
Priorities.
I'd rather bring a
Survival.
large travel cooler for my bar or beer.
Okay, January, so next meeting, 16th, same time, same channel?
Uh, wait a minute.
Make it well, Ron will get back to us about the rooms, right? You can report back to see how it went.
We can always meet sooner than that too, okay? But I'm just saying, let's just set a schedule every 2 weeks after today. I like Tuesday. I mean, that worked out the best, or was that just because it was close to New Year's that people
Okay.
picked this day?
The
It makes
9th
no
is
difference
good
for me.
And I'm trying to talk to a group that meets on Tuesdays. This is about the history of eclipses. So Tuesday isn't the greatest day until I know, but if it's 2 weeks, I can always know that. So do you want to set the 16th as the next meeting then?
Okay, well, no, if we don't want to do Tuesdays, then I mean, we could switch to a different date.
No, it's only for that one particular event. So,
Oh, okay, so we'll just, when is that?
well, I don't know. It's a Tuesday and you know, which Tuesday I don't know, but
Oh, you don't know, okay.
yeah.
Okay, well, we can
But we
change
all
it. 'Cause
communicate on the email, so let's just leave it.
For now, I'm just gonna book every 2 weeks after today. Okay,
Sounds good.
and then we can make adjustments as we go along.
Yeah, and then it's that.
Okay, anything else?
Pray for good weather coming.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, you know,
one small detail. I'm getting excited.
Me too. It's gonna be fun.
Okay, hang on, don't end this yet. I never did write the names of all the, does anybody have a list of all the participants from this meeting? Okay, you know what, I'll just grab a screenshot.
Yeah, I think that's best. And I'd like to see all the names in case I've misspelled something and you know, and if I have to give it, I'm not sure how the booking's gonna go for me, so I'll go from there. And I don't mind giving my credit card, so.
Yeah, I'm happy to help out with booking. So let me know if you need to, you
Yep.
know,
Is that Robin?
whatever the plan is.
Yeah,
So-
and you can also
Yes.
you can also call me, Ron.
Okay,
I
You've got
can't,
Robin and I as backups. If
Yeah,
have
if you want to
problems.
split it among us, that's
Yeah.
fine.
well, I'll see how it works. I mean,
Yeah.
doing the Trivago booking, it was dead simple, like it's 10 minutes start to finish, so I'll see what happens, and it's basically 5 double rooms. And once I get the confirmed spellings from John, I can, you know, I'll look into bookings. Do you want me to see if the people in Evansville would want, like, should I just say we've decided we're gonna stop it as Evansville on Friday night?
Yeah.
And then let them offer?
yeah,
Yeah, so maybe I'll do that first. You know?
Oh, where's I can't see. Why can't I do this? Oh,
okay, I got a screenshot, I got all the
you got
names.
a screenshot? Okay.
Okay, so can I end this now?
Yep.
Sure.
Thank
Sounds good.
you.
Really
Thanks,
great.
everyone.
Thank
Thanks,
all of you,
everybody.
thank all of
Thanks
you.
very much.
Bye now.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
How do you get out of here?